Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Kevin with Everglades Canine Academy, and today we are working with Leo, the Sheepadoodle. We're going to be talking and demonstrating doorway manners. So, what are doorway manners? How do we execute doorway manners? And why is it important that your dog understands doorway manners? So, to me, in my program, when I teach my clients, doorway manners are um, basically any door leading from inside to outside. So, in most cases, it's going to be your front door. It could be your garage door. Maybe it's like your back patio door. All right. This just means that the dog should stop at the door while the door is open, and then you will give a reward marker, or you will mark the dog and tell the dog that it's okay to pass that threshold. All right. So 99% of the time when I go to somebody's house, they open the door and their dog is the first one to fly out. I actually see the dog snout before the door is even about an inch open. Okay, so there's a couple things that you want to do to be able to execute doorway manners and to get the dog to understand that I can't just cross this threshold. Now, why are doorway manners so important? All right, there's a couple main reasons why they're very important. One, it's a safety issue. If you live on a busy road, or you have a lot of kids in the neighborhood, something where your dog can run out and potentially get in trouble or get you in trouble as the owner. Doorway manner. This is one of the reasons why doorway manners is so important. You want to have the confidence to be able to open the door and the dog politely either sits or stops right at the threshold, right at the doorway, and then you go, okay, or let's go, or yes, or you let the dog verbally through the door. All right. And when you practice this enough, when someone comes to the door, when you go out for a walk, I mean, you need to be consistent with it. You want to practice your dog stopping and waiting, and then you cueing them every single time. It needs to be consistent, right? This also helps in building leadership. All right. You really, as the owner of your dog, you really want to make all of the decisions for the dog. You want the dog to have boundaries. And if the dog is listening to you or understanding its boundaries, the dog will start to understand that you're the leader. This is a very important thing. All right. Because if your dog doesn't view you as the leader, as the pack leader, it's going to make obedience training so much harder, because why would the leader listen to anybody else? All right. So we do these things. It's managing space. We're managing the dog's space. We're not allowing him to go outside until we say it's okay. All right. Most of the time outside, most dogs are very excited to go outside and go on a walk and stuff. And this will also help with learning how to loose leash walk, right? If we open the door while the dog's all excited and they bolt out the door and drag you right out with the leash, all of that energy is just going to go right out into the street. We want to slow down. Okay, so when you're practicing this, make sure you're consistent with it. I execute doorway manners out of the kennel. So when I open the kennel door, I don't allow the dog to just burst out of the kennel. Okay, and then I do that in my scenario. I have him in my kennel room right now. I have Leo in my kennel room, and he's very excited right now. Um, he's ready to come out, and he has no doorway manners. Okay, but we practice doorway manners with the kennel door, then the sliding door to come out of the kennel room. So I'm doing it 2 times, and then we're off to do our next activity, which is some sort of obedience training in my yard. So when you guys are practicing at home, you're going to use the same type of, you're going to want to practice the same way that I'm going to show you right here. And I want you to take note on how physical I'm being with the dog. Okay. And when I mean physical, I mean I'm using spatial pressure. Uh, Basically, Leo, he loves to run out super quick. He tries to dodge and duck me, and he tries to get around me. He puts his head down and he tries to run out. Oftentimes, I'm having to use my legs. I'm really, really using a lot of spatial pressure to get him to understand that he's not allowed to just run out of the door. And I want you guys to notice that, because you have to do that at your front door. And he is a big, big dog, okay? Sometimes it's harder with a big dog because they have a lot more inertia when they're trying to go. So, but it doesn't matter what size you are as a person. You really need to command with confidence. Let your dog know that you're not allowed to pass this threshold until I say so. And if the dog starts trusting you and if the dog starts listening, typically I get them to stop, and I also want them to give me eye contact. Okay. And then even then, I might not even let them through. I kind of actually want to start walking away a little bit, and I want the dog to stay there. Okay, so I'm going to walk away. But what I'm going to do, you'll notice when the door's open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back, take a step forward. I want to be in constant motion when I do this exercise. Okay. A lot of people I teach, they kind of they do this. Okay, so the dog is sitting at the door, and they go like this: stay, stay, stay. Oh no, he just ran out. Okay, so I really don't move slowly. All right, I want to move naturally. I'm never gonna move like this in real life. Okay, in real life, I'm gonna walk normally. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna say, no, you stop right at the door right here. Okay, then I'm gonna leave him again. A big key component to this exercise is walking away and walking back right away. You need to start anticipating that the dog is going to break once you start moving. Dogs are triggered by motion, right? And that's why we are moving fluidly. We want to move fluidly so the dog sees us moving, and it's like, okay, I just have to stay here until I hear you say, okay, or yes, break, free, go, let's go. All right? So when you're doing this exercise, I want you guys to start practicing it every day, every time you walk your dog. When you're going out on a walk, please take the time. Doorway manners are part of the walk. It's not all about just like getting the dog out to get exercise to go. All right. Doorway manners are part of the walk. And the more that you as the owner can establish doorway manners, the better your relationship will be with your dog, and the more confidence you'll have at obedience training and other boundary training. And we extend those doorway manners inside the house. Some people say, I don't let my dog in my bedroom. And I'm like, that's good. That's a good boundary, right? The dog should be invited into the bedroom. The dog should be invited out of the house. All right. You really want to establish, and you can do this boundary work with any threshold, right? With any doorway. Even with the car doors, I do it with car doors. I like to open the car door. I don't want the dog running right out. Usually we're in a parking lot. I want to be able to open the car door and the dog just sits there until I say, let's go. All right. So you want to establish these good doorway manners often, every day, consistently, and early in your relationship with your dog. And I guarantee you the doorway manners, they're the first thing that I do with every dog that comes to my boot camp. Doorway manners are like the first thing. And like I've said in some other videos, you'll kind of notice how nonverbal I am at first when I first start training, right? I'm also not going to give Leo a lot of commands. I'm not even going to tell him to sit or anything like that. I am really just going to display physical boundaries with my body, and I just want him to stop at this doorway. And I will tell you, this is going to be challenging for him and for me. He's a big dog. I know he's going to want to run out. He's actually been resting this morning in preparation for this video. I wanted him like amped up, and this is the first time we're going to be practicing doorway manners. Okay, so you guys are getting like the raw look at how I'm going to try to do this. Okay, now I want to set him up for success. So I want you guys to notice how much effort that I'm going to have to put into getting him to stop. Okay, I guarantee you right when I open that door, he's going to want to try to slink out. So I'm probably going to open the door a little bit. The first thing that I'm going to do, he likes to stand right here where the door opens. I'm going to shoo him away from there. I'm going to be the one that's standing right next to the open door. All right, that's another thing you guys can do. A lot of owners I see there go to their front door and their dog is in between them and the front door. It's like the first lesson, like kick your dog out of the way, right? You should be the one that's in between the door and your dog. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do in here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually try to squeeze out, and then I'm gonna use the door to try to stop him a little bit. You guys are gonna see how I'm gonna try to do this, but my main goal is that he doesn't come out of that room until he's calm. Okay, then we can go out and we can do our other training. All right, so I want to see if you guys can actually see. I'm gonna pick the camera up here, and I'm gonna see if you can see into the room. You can see me kind of execute his kennel doorway manners. It's kind of glary. It's a little bit glary in there. Maybe I'll just bring you guys in with me. Here we go. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put you guys over here. Pardon the camera. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm sorry. I don't really do too much editing. I don't really do too much editing in my videos. I really like to show you guys the whole process. I know that editing makes it like more convenient, probably more entertaining to watch on YouTube, but you know, I want to do things fully for you guys so you don't see. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to work doorway manners with him in the kennel. Okay, he's in this kennel right here. All right, and I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, so basically, here we go. He's going to try to burst out right away. Ooh, I'm going to shut the door on his face. Okay, there we go. So back and forth until he, there we go. Right, and I'm using mild corrective tones, okay? There we go. Right, so this is how you want to start doing that. You see how he wants to run out right away? Now I'm feeling a little more comfortable. I can open it, and I'm actually going to start moving. All right, I'm going to open and move. There we go. What a good boy. Okay, good. And I also want him to give me eye contact. No. He likes to cheat a little bit. You want a little reward in there? I might reward him in the kennel. Good boy. All right. All right, not too bad. So notice I keep my hand on the door. All right. Leo is, for his size, he's very, very fast. And I want him to know now he's holding it really well. Okay. See, look at my feet moving, right? I want to display motion. Okay, now he's looking down at my feet. Now, typically when dogs break threshold, they will look down at the ground on where they want to go. And that's how you can start correcting at that point. Okay, that's a good boy. His little paw. And look at how much time I'm giving him. I'm not letting him out right away. All right, this is very, very important, you guys. Good boy. All right. Now, he's been submissive peeing for me a little bit when he comes out. I really don't discipline for submissive pee. I recommend you guys don't discipline either. Ideally, what I want to do when he calms down is start to get into auto sit for me, and then that'll stop him from peeing. But he's so jazzed up. Usually, I just let him out and clean up the pee before he comes back in, and that's okay because he's still just such a pup. Okay, what a good boy. Yes, come on. That's a good boy. There he is. Right? Nice little command. That's what we want to see. Now I'm going to give him a minute, too. Just kind of let him get his wiggles out. Good boy. Sit. Good. Good, Leo. That's a good boy. Good. Also, you guys, like I've said before, he's hungry. He's hungry. I only gave him a little breakfast. No. Sit. There we go. Good. I only gave him a little breakfast because I knew we'd be doing this today. And I want him to be hungry. All right? So another thing that I'm using, you guys, I know you guys are just getting the shot of my ankles here. He really loves to chew on leashes. I haven't really done too much discipline with him. No. But I'm using just a, hey, off. I'm using just a simple slip lead, you guys. That's all I really ever use. He did come with an e-collar. His parents were asking me if the e-collar should be something that I should use. But right now I'm just kind of starting him off with these couple days on a simple slip lead. He's hitting the camera. It's really funny. Right? Why do I love slip leads? Because look, I can open up this loop really wide. Boom. Slip it around his neck. Look at how quick that is. Now I have the dog on leash. Okay. All right. So I'm actually just going to let the leash dangle. He's going to try to chew on it. And if he does, I might correct him a little bit. Okay. So, oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'll try to give you guys some good angles. Hey, back up. Back up. There we go. See, he's trying to get out so quickly. Now he's like, what are you doing leaving me in here? Okay, let's see. Is this a good angle? All right. Thank you, guys. If you've been watching, if you're still tuning in at this point, thank you. You must really want to learn. I love that. All right. So here we go. Now we have him. He's done some good doorway manners with the kennel. Now I want you to watch. All right, look at him. He's pawing at the door. Okay, I'm going to really have to try to get in there and make sure he doesn't break. Sit. No. No. There we go. You see how quickly he goes? Look at how physical I have to be with him. Sit. No. This is why we also use leash, guys. Sit. There we go. No. All right. He's so quick, you guys. No. Good boy. No. There we go. And I'm correcting. It's not easy with him because he's learned how to dart out of the room, out of any room that he's in. I'm even using my knees. Look at me using my knees. There we go. Now he's kind of holding a little bit better of a threshold. And he did just piddle. See, even when he looks down. Right? No. There we go. Good. Notice how I'm moving. Good boy. Now I'm going to reward the calm behavior. No. See how quickly I'm anticipating? And he's still like looking down at the ground. Sit. Now we'll give some commands. Good boy. Good boy. I honestly don't want him. No. So verbal isn't going to work. I mean, I am saying no. I am doing the whole Caesar Milan thing, but at the end of the day, it's really my physical presence that's keeping him in the room. Even when he looks down, when he starts to look down, that's how I know he wants to leave the room. See him looking down right at the ground? He's plotting. He's plotting to leave. Good boy. Sometimes when they get a reward and duration, they think they can go. Right. And even then, he's really hard to work with spatial pressure. I walk up on him and he doesn't move. I feel like I have the need. I have to kind of physically touch him with my body for him to get it. No. Right? I'm using leash. This is why we use the leash, guys. If I didn't have the leash, he would have been gone. Right? This is why I use the leash. Okay, you can see how much of a fight it is sometimes, too. Good boy. Okay, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with him. Good boy. Right, we're working through the confusion. I don't want to be confusing at all. I'm very, very clear with what I want. All right. Good boy. All right, let's go ahead and let him out at this point. Good. I want him to make some eye contact with me. Not yet. He's looking at the ground. I really want to mark and reward him out when he looks at me. I want his eye contact. Good. Yes. There we go. Good boy. That is part of the name of the game, guys. All right. Now, I would have failed if I didn't have the leash. All right. And even then, there was some failure. He darted by me before I could correct him, right? And that's why we just do our best. I'm really glad I had the leash on him. I almost did this exercise without the leash. And that's honestly not what I preach at all. I always preach, oh, put the leash on no matter what, all the time. Use the leash more than you think. And that was one thing that I'm glad I did. I'm glad I had the leash on him because he's super quick. He's really quick, but I don't want him to win those battles, right? I want to be able to reset him if he jumps out, and I want to be able to get him to go back in, reset, and then I am the one who says he's allowed to leave. Okay, so now he's going to get a little drink. We're going to do some obedience training outside. So let's try just one more time. I'm going to bring him into the room, and I want to see what we might as well just do. You guys are already here, right? We might as well do it one more time. We do want to get a little repetition and a little conditioning into his life, right? I mean, this video is already going on for 20 minutes, so we might as well go a little bit more. I'm just going to let him get a quick drink of water here. Keep him nice and hydrated, right? He did piddle on the floor on me a little bit, and I'm going to put him back in the room, but I'm also going to clean that up. Good boy, that's enough. Come on. Here we go. Good. Bear with me, guys. I don't trust him, so I'm going to shut the door on him. But today is day one of doorway manners, right? This is what I want my clients to do all the time. You should be doing doorway manners every day, right? Most important. Okay, let's try again. I'm grabbing leash too. No. Good boy. He's learning a little bit. Back up. Good boy. Sit. Let's keep him in this sit. Good. All right, he's sitting. I don't know if you guys can see him sitting. Good boy. Yes. There we go. Wow, you did it. Who's a good boy, huh? Look at that. All right. All right, you guys. What a great job he's doing. So we're probably going to continue this. Not probably. We're most definitely going to continue doorway manners every time he comes out of this door. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do it the first day. I actually was just like letting him out of the door because I wanted the video for today. I wanted him to be used to, like, he already associated, I'm just going to run out of the door every time, right? And I did that for the first 24 hours he was with me on purpose because I wanted to show you, A, how difficult it can be sometimes, and B, how we can do some behavior modification with these dogs, right? So it'll probably take him like another couple times to realize when I open the door he can't just run out, but as long as we practice every day, it will come along nice and easy. All right. So with that said, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end the video here. And if you guys, we're going to keep him in a sit. There you go. So he's already getting better with his leash pressure from the first video. We're going to go. He gets so amped up. He's such a little puppy. We're going to go ahead and end the video here. If you guys have any comments about doorway manners, please just leave them. If not, just keep practicing your doorway manners. Just remember, like, my dog's not allowed to leave the door until I say it's okay. All right. And then I swear it'll get better. And doorway manners are are one thing that every single dog needs doorway manners. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next video. Come on, Leo. Let's go.